My name is Nick Martin, and I'm here with a very dear old friend. John, do you want to introduce yourself to the folks who are watching?
Yeah, sure. So my name's John Garrity. I'm the chief of party for a USAID-funded project in the Philippines, implemented by CADMIS, called Better Access and Connectivity, or Beacon for short.
I'm going to ask you to tell us more about that project, but I feel like I want to locate the origin story of the two of us. I think we had you join us as a guest expert speaker in a very early version of some kind of tech change course. Might have been health related, might have been monitoring and evaluation, IoT. That's right. You were doing a Cisco report, IoT, and it was pretty groundbreaking at the time. But you've stayed close in the orbit of digital development, based in the Philippines. Tell us a little bit about this project that you are leading over in the Philippines.
Yeah, so the Beacon project is really interesting because it's the first project that we know of that's come out of a bilateral USAID mission focused on digital infrastructure development writ large, right? Most of the time that you see digital utilized in projects, it's on a sectoral basis, right? Like an app that helps with farmers or with fishermen or education, ed tech tools. But those are all sectoral applications of digital. What's happened with Beacon, and now we're starting to see it replicated in other missions, is that it's an economic growth project. So it cuts across all of these different sectors.
Health, education, ag.
Exactly, and it focuses on the issues that cut across the sectors. So telecom policy, last mile connectivity, cybersecurity policy, AI policy, data privacy issues, all these things that if you want to do digital in those sectoral projects, you need to focus on these things as well.
That's really interesting to hear because everybody talks about Beacon as an exemplar project. What is that secret sauce? Like, was it hard to get that bilateral agreement in place to actually build this? Talk us through some of the groundswell that even made this possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the work that USAID has been doing, from the mobiles team to the work in the lab, really helped to disseminate information out to the missions, right? So I think the whole Digital Development Advisor Program has been very effective.
DDAs.
DDAs, exactly, because what's happened there is that it's those DDAs that then write the projects, right? Write the programs and the proposals. And if you have DDAs who have a policy reform mentality or an economic growth lens, then they see that, hey, look, digital applies to economic growth as well, but it cuts across, right? And so they can support their colleagues in the sectoral offices, the health office or the ag office.
It seems simple enough, but I'm sure it was a lot of work to pull these threads together and actually make happen. To give us a sense of some of the impacts that you're having on the ground, and how many years has this been ongoing?
Yeah, so it's a 5-year project. We're in year 3 of the program. We focus a lot on telecom infrastructure. So we have network engineers, program managers, really helping the government accelerate its national flagship initiatives around digital. So national broadband program, we work also with the private sector. So for example, Meta landed a Pacific Light cable network, an undersea cable network. So we've helped the government unlock the capacity that's
pretty cool.
We do a lot of stuff on low Earth orbit satellite constellations. The Philippines was the first country in Southeast Asia where a LEO entrant came in. And so now we're deploying Starlink units up the north, up in the west.
Very multifaceted. It's thinking about connectivity, really the landscape of connectivity options.
And that's just connectivity. I mean, we could talk about the policy and regulatory side. There's a lot of barriers to the market. And then we do a lot of cybersecurity capacity development as well.
Is the idea this could be a model for other countries to who are struggling with some of the same challenges as the Philippines? Are you already seeing some other countries get excited about this model?
Yeah, I mean, we're recommending that, everything's digital now, but if you want everything to be digital, you also have to focus on these cross-cutting issues, right? And so we're starting to see, for example, CADMIS is implementing a sister project that covers the 12 Pacific Island countries called DCC Pacific Islands, right? And so that's a sister project of ours. Andrew Mangal runs she's the chief of party there. And we work very closely with that project, but we expect other bilateral missions as well as regional missions to consider focusing on that space.
Very exciting to hear. So what keeps you up at night with this project, right? I mean, it sounds like there's been a lot of success. Yeah. Are there still headaches and barriers that are thorns in your side for connectivity or for some of these policy and regulatory challenges?
I mean, there's a lot of work, right? What keeps me up at night is we're a 5-year project, and some of the things that we're working on, it's going to take a lot longer than 5 years. So one of the things that I hope folks are thinking about is like how to move forward after the project's over and continue on policy reform stuff, on supporting policy development around, for example, national AI policy in the Philippines, those sorts of things, right? So.
I mean, it's all exciting work. So I'm glad that you're there, carrying the Cadmus banner, doing this work. It's important that somebody does it. So thank you for that. Any other sort of parting wisdom you want to share with the digital development community? You're here at GDDF today. Any reflections on the experience before we let you go?
Yeah, this is my first GDDF, and it's been very valuable, right? I mean, just some of the conversations that we're hearing about on the stage and then in the hallways. I mean, if you're running a project like we are out in the Philippines, a lot of times, we're out there, right? And we don't connect with what's going on as much as we possibly can. So participating here live, and then also the sessions, the virtual sessions are fantastic. So
we're trying over here. We're trying to always tinker with this hybrid model. How much do we want to be in person? How much do we want to be online? And where do we want to convene when we are in person? A constant, puzzle for us to figure out a tech change. But yeah, we're trying. But hey, we thank you so much for stopping by the booth, and keep going on this amazing journey that you're on. We're really cheering you on from our corner.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.